Welcome to another edition of the Rap Soul Podcast. I am your boy 12 Kyle. I want to thank you all for tuning in as you do each and every week. Again, this is the Rap Soul Podcast. This is the place where we have an intersection of conversation about artists from the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s when it comes to rap, soul, hip-hop, and R&B. Simply put, folks, this is the best music podcast that you have never heard until right now. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in as you do each and every week. Shout out to those of you who are watching on YouTube and Spotify. All right. So check this out. If you're watching, you can see that I have a guest. But before I get into who's my guest, we've started a series. We're gonna hit a couple of cities and talk about the music and the culture songs that come from those particular cities, or the movements that are in those cities. And if you're gonna talk hip hop, you gotta talk about New York City, the place where it was born. Not born in Queens, but born in in the Boogie Down Bronx. Shout out to Cool Herc. Thank you, sir. And as I mentioned before, I have a guest. Well, she's really not a guest. We go back like fat crayons in car seats. My homegirl Krishna is back in the building. Krishna, what up?
Hey everybody, I'm back.
Back in the building. What's cracking?
Not a lot. Not a lot. I'm on vacation, so
Cool.
I'm very excited about not working for the mate.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Well, when I came up with this idea, I wanted to tap into people who are in those cities and know a little bit about hip hop. Obviously, you do. And if you don't know, and if you can't tell from her accent, she's New York City all day, Brooklyn to be more specific.
That's right.
A true hip hop head. I ain't gonna tell you how old she is, but she knows hip hop. And we had the homie Baylor on when we talked about LA. I'm not sure which episode is going to come first. So if you haven't seen that or heard that episode, that one's coming. But yeah, I wanted to get us on here and talk about just hip hop. When you think about New York City hip hop, just songs that you would say define the culture of hip hop. And so these are in no particular order. Krishna's going to give me her list, or we'll go back and forth. She's going to name a song, and then I'll name a song. And we may have some that overlap, but we may have some different ones because, she might give me, I don't know, Kool Moe Dee's B-sides. I don't know.
Never will I give you Kool Moe Dee. Never.
So, without further ado, give me and like I said, it didn't have to be in, because I definitely didn't list mine. I just wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So
yeah, I didn't list them in order. I just went by like the first things I could think of. So the first song, and this is like one of the oldest, but one of the most important New York songs, and it's The Message.
Yes.
The reason, like, obviously there are a million reasons why this came up, but when this song came out, I was in the second grade, and Miss Campbell was my teacher, and when she would have us line up, she would play The Message, right?
What?
And she would and then like if the kids started pushing, that's why she played it, right? Because at that point, don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. And she used to sing along with it. Miss Campbell was my favorite teacher of all times.
Wow.
Cause she was young and like she drove a Saab, and like she was so fly with her big earrings, and she played hip hop in the classroom. So you can't. I feel like there's a lot of things that define hip hop from New York, but The Message is like quintessential New York song. It's like the worst of times in the city, but actually some of the best of times when it comes to community. So it is. I wouldn't say it's my number one, but it was the first song that came to mind because I thought about Miss Campbell.
I wish we had somebody in South Carolina to play some music like that, because I had to find rap, because it wasn't even hip hop at the time. It was rap. But I was like 9 or 10 when that song came out, and I agree. I have it. I have it on my list too as well. Let me see. My first song I'm gonna go with is by a group called Boogie Down Productions, representing their section of New York City, and that is entitled "The South Bronx." Hip hop classic song. I chose South Bronx because like and it's interesting because as it wasn't until I got older, I had no idea how much beef and strife this song caused in the city of New York. Like I didn't realize that like it was, like for cats who were from Queens, it was an issue for them. Um, because he kind of shitted on Queens. And so but yeah, I love the song. Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One, I think is one of the greatest MCs ever. But yeah, I had to put that on my list, the South Bronx with BDP.
Well, I'll say this. Number one, KRS-One was born in Brooklyn.
I know.
So we gonna dot. However, this beef was definitely a Bronx and Queens thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you
Brooklyn
remember.
stayed out of it.
We stayed out of it. I mean, we ain't come with no harm. Brooklyn keeps on taking it. All right, cool. We good.
Right.
I don't know if you remember my homegirl Tarita from the Twitter days.
Yes, I do remember her.
Tarita tweets. To
Tarita
this
tweets.
day, Tarita will walk out if KRS-One is on. We were at the D
Wow.
Nice. She's from Queens. We were at
Wow.
Club Quarantine in Prospect Park during the pandemic. And he came on and she was like, I'll be back. Tarita, to this day, like old school Queens people take it personally to this day.
Wow.
Because it caused so much controversy. And honestly, it didn't need to, right? Because MC Shan wasn't talking about anybody else,
No,
right?
he really wasn't.
He
And
made a
he
good
didn't have
little
to
dance
respond.
song, and
Right.
there was no need for it. But
Right.
back in the day, that's how you made, you made yourself known. And so it's interesting that and I really feel like people remember the South Bronx more than they remember Queensbridge. Right? They don't remember it. They remember Queensbridge because they know Nas and they
Of
know
course.
Mobb Deep, but they
Right.
don't remember that this started with MC Shan. So yeah, I had KRS-One as an honorable mention on my list. So I'm glad you added him and not
Okay.
me.
Okay.
All right.
What you got at number 2?
Okay. My Not in my actual number 2, but this is Coogee Rap is one of my favorite rappers ever.
Okay.
Me and my sister used to sing Fast Cars like we wrote that song, right? But I didn't take that song. Took Streets of New York
Streets of New York.
because
Okay.
Streets of New York is the grimiest, grittiest, lyrically superior song. And Coogee Rap don't get enough love. He just doesn't get enough love from hip hop fans. I feel like they do Coogee Rap the way they do female artists. And he deserved, just like the female artist, he deserves to be on everything, in everything.
Definitely.
We saw him last summer. They did the symphony.
Okay.
And the regulars, blah blah blah, because Big Daddy Kane was performing. So Big Daddy Kane, da da da, and then he came out, and when I tell you, Lincoln Center was like, people were jumping up and
People love
down.
G-Rap, man.
I love me some G-Rap. Like I remember stealing my sister's cassette, my older sister stealing it and be like, I don't know where it's at. Right? She's gonna
Old
hear this. I
school.
also stole her Public Enemy cassette.
As you
She
should
knows that
have.
one. So I just feel like Streets of New York is quintessential, like a grimy Rico level hip hop. And Coogee Rap deserves all the respect. All of it.
Agreed. Agreed. Much love to the cool gangster of rap, Cool G Rap. My number two song that I have, and again, they're not in any particular order. I'm gonna try my best not to pick something that she's picked. Um, but I'm sure this is one's on your list. Now you said grimy, probably one of the grimiest quintessential New York albums ever made was 1995's the infamous Mobb Deep. So I gotta go with Shook One's Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
When that beat comes on, like all I can envision is like you want to do something. Like you and I was in college when this came out. So and having gone to school with a lot of cats from New York, like you just felt the energy from that song. Like I've never robbed anybody, but if you heard Shook One's Part 2, you might want to rob somebody or beat somebody
Mm-hmm.
up. You know, it gives you that kind of vibe. So I always said, like, if you're ever walking down the street and somebody starts playing this, look around because something's about to happen to
Listen,
you.
I remember meeting Mobb Deep when that came out. Like it was so like the thing about New York is it's so random how you run into people. We were at a concert, a bunch of friends, and then we walked out the concert, and they was walking down. They had performed, and they was walking down the street like we was walking down the street, but it was the
hmm
'90s. It was different, and I
hmm
still remember. First of all, they were so nice because my
Okay.
friend was like very excited. They were so nice. And then the other thing is to see the juxtaposition of these really nice guys to hearing shook ones.
hmm
I mean, like it's like beautifully crafted stories.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate from a lot of the Queens rappers, right? Queensbridge is it's a hard place to live,
I can imagine.
right? But a lot of these rappers also have like family, community, blah 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 blah. So
hmm
they may not have done the things, but
Of
they
course. Of course.
saw the things, right?
Right. Right.
They're wonderful storytellers. They are
hmm
really wonderful storytellers, and I love Shook Ones, and I play it all the time. I feel like maybe I played that when Corey wanted to take a nap, like he was little, because so
I know that's right.
and for those that don't know, my kids are hip hop heads through and through.
As it should be.
Um, and it's surprising to me sometimes when they're like, such and such is on my playlist. Like,
hmm
but Quiet Storm is on Corey's basketball playlist.
Oh
So,
wow.
and I'm like, when did I ever play that? Oh my God.
You'd be surprised. Your kids pick up so much stuff from you. So much stuff, especially when it comes to music.
Hmm.
But you got it 3.
All right. So I'm gonna jump around because I
Do
think this is
do
a
do
really
your thing. Do your thing.
important thing, right? Nothing says New York like a posse cut.
Facts.
Nothing says it like a posse cut. I already mentioned the symphony. It was on my list because there's nothing like the Juice Crew.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna give this is a 2 and a 2A, right?
Okay.
Flavor in Your Ear remix
Mm.
and the Quiet Creeper, Heavy D's Don't Curse. Those
Mm.
those are such amazing posse cuts, and people always forget about Don't Curse.
Love Don't Curse. I love Heavy D. Heavy D is one of my
Me too.
favorites.
When Heavy D died, I was in bed for like 2 days. I was like, not, no, no.
Listen, I've done an episode here on Heavy D. Heavy D was the first person I ever saw perform, and he performed in my high school when I was in Florence, South Carolina.
Oh,
And so he's always been and at that particular time he only had one song, Mr. Big Stuff.
Mr. Big Stuff.
But I was locked in. I was a fan ever since. But no, so you're using both of those, Flavor in Your Ear, Don't Curse, man, Don't
I
Curse. Oh my
I feel
God.
like my choice is Don't Curse, but I feel like if you don't recognize posse
Mm-hmm.
cuts,
Yeah, Posse Cuts definitely.
you don't really get a whole New York feel because the thing about posse cuts is nobody's from the same borough,
Exactly.
same part of the borough. Like if we talk about Don't Curse, you got Heavy D, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's from Westchester.
Yep. Money earned
You
in
got
Mount
Pete,
Vernon.
right? You got Pete Rock, you got
Mm-hmm.
Coogee Rap, you got Grand Poobah, you got Kane, and you got CL Smooth. And it's also the intros on them. Like I was listening to it earlier because I like to refresh, right?
Right.
And it's the like heavy details, and he introduces Pete Rock, and then Pete Rock says something that Coogee Rap comes on, and when Coogee Rap comes on, he kind of like bursts on the scene
Mm-hmm.
every time he's on something. But it's also like Coogee Rap is at the end of his rap, and you hear, I mean, at the end of his verse, and you hear it's like Grand Pooba's on the rock, Grand Pooba,
Mm-hmm.
so he's coming in. It's such an amazing production
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like a posse cut, and the premise of you could say whatever you want but don't curse. Not
Yep.
a rapper
Don't
today could
curse.
do this.
No.
Nobody from Jay-Z to I don't know who these new rappers are, none of them could ever. None of
No.
I think Nas could, but none of these other rappers could ever. They could never. And so I feel like when you talk about New York hip hop, you got to talk about posse cuts, because it was a time where people actually worked together,
Mm-hmm.
and and those things gave you like I told you, like live at the barbecue, the symphony. Listen, those things come on and people are hype.
Man,
So
listen. You make a great point about posse cuts because the thing I want to convey to people, particularly people who weren't around in the 80s and 90s, is that like posse cuts weren't always a thing. Like because here's the thing, you didn't necessarily want to perform with anybody outside of your crew, so that
mhm,
really didn't become a thing. So if you listen to a lot of stuff in the 80s to late 80s, early 90s, you didn't see a lot of posse cuts because nobody was going to perform with anybody outside of their crew. And then, then you started probably toward the mid 90s, you started getting guest features and stuff like that. But guest features weren't a thing. If you had a posse cut, it was like a scenario where everybody was affiliated in the same crew.
right.
Um,
It was
yeah,
like the
I
native
love,
tongues.
right, right. I love Don't Curse though. That is a
Yeah.
great pick. That is a
Cause
great
Don't
pick.
Curse was just like this, I don't know, it was like this beautiful stew of
Mm-hmm.
rappers. And
Yes.
you knew Heavy D to be so clean. And then you
Exactly.
knew Coogee Rap to be so rough. You knew Grand Poobah was gonna be smooth, and then it's the whole like playing him against Big Daddy
Mm-hmm.
Kane, right?
Yep.
It's just so beautiful. It's like one of my favorite songs, and I have time and time again have tweeted when I was on Twitter, have written posts about it, have said it on threads. The problem with hip hop is nobody could ever replicate that kind of
No.
magic. It's
No.
so beautifully done.
It's
I'm a
just
I'm a
different.
play it when I get off with you.
You should. Yeah. Some of our listeners are probably gonna make a playlist based off of what we discuss here on this episode.
I'm gonna send you the link to mine. Like, I put all
Oh,
these on the
okay.
playlist for you.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
When I
I'll
had
definitely check that
35 songs.
out. Let me see. Where do I want to go next? I want to go to my favorite MC. I think he's personally the second best MC ever. Just my personal opinion. That would be Nasir Jones. The song is entitled "New York State of Mind" off his debut album Illmatic. Um, I think that's New York. I mean, first of all, Illmatic starts off with the Genesis, which is the intro, and you can hear the subway train. And if you've never been to New York City, that is a frequent sound, and you don't have to necessarily move around a whole bunch of places. That's a frequent sound you hear. That along with
Mhm.
car horns that I had no idea until I got older how much people blew their horns and stuff.
They
Try driving
lean
in
on
New
the
York
horns
City.
here.
I mean, lean on. I mean, and you know what's funny, Krishna? If someone blows the horn here in Atlanta, like you look around, like you almost get scared because we aren't used to people blowing their horns. Like
That's because
uh,
y'all are courteous and we are in a rush.
in a rush to get nowhere because you ain't getting nowhere in that New York City traffic. But
Uh-uh.
yeah, New York State of Mind. I think it sets the album off. It's one of my favorite songs from Nas. Period. Point blank. Again, I think he's one of the greatest MCs of all time. He's my second favorite. I think he's second best, right? Only to Rakim as far as lyricist. But yeah, New York State of Mind, I think, is a New York hip hop culture song through and through.
I agree with Nas. Nas is I know, and people are gonna be like, she's from Brooklyn, blah blah blah. Nas has been my favorite rapper from the first time I heard Illmatic.
Mm. Mm.
I have a copy that I play, and I have a copy that is sealed to this day.
Wow.
I have the actual record
Mm-hmm.
because I am that big of a Nas fan. Like,
Okay.
in my eyes, outside of Uchi Wally
What
and
you
that
want
other
wasn't
one,
bad.
Shorty, that one, I don't like that one.
It wasn't that bad.
No,
It was
those
okay.
2 songs, I will leave the venue if they come on. Now, I agree about Nas, and I
Mm-hmm.
love New York State of Mind, but I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was a little too on the nose, so
Mm-hmm.
I picked Life's a Bitch. Same album.
Okay. Okay.
What I love about Life's a Bitch is AZ's verse, top
Yes.
tier, and it's a Brooklyn Queens mix, right?
Indeed.
Did
Indeed.
and again, the same thing I said about Coogee Rap, I will die on this hill. People don't pay AZ the respect he deserves. This man is a lyricist like no other.
Yeah.
Forget about the beats. You could drop all the beats on an AZ record and it still be killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Still. So I'm gonna go with Life's a Bitch.
Okay.
But always, always love for Nas. Always.
Yeah.
I
Shout
was
out
just
to
arguing with people on threads about this latest album. I was like, y'all are corny. Your ears don't work.
I love the album. I love it.
Me too.
I haven't stopped playing it, and I probably won't stop playing it.
Awesome.
Shout out to my boy Eclectic. He's a huge AZ fan. Yeah, I agree with you. That song is incredible. I mean, like that is quintessential '90s New York hip hop. Um, my next one, my number 4. Again, these are in no particular order. I'm gonna take it to your section. I'm taking it to Brownsville.
Dun,
I'm
dun, dun, dun. I knew you had it
and
on your list.
Anti Up by the Mash Out Posse, aka MOP. Listen, public service announcement. Don't listen to Annie Up before you go to work.
No.
You should only listen to Annie Up if you're in a stable place. If you're at the gym, I wouldn't even recommend listening to Annie Up in your car on your way home because you might speed, you might cut somebody off, you might flip the bird, you might do something crazy. That song is an adrenaline rush like no other, and it still affects me to this day. I love the fact that most of the time when I'm hearing it, I'm in my house. But if you're ever I don't have any reason to be in anybody's club, but if you're ever in a club and Annie Up comes on, get off the dance floor. Because here's the thing that I found, Krishna, at least here in Atlanta, when Annie Up came on, when I was in my clubbing days, when Annie Up would come on, women would rush the dance floor.
Yeah. That is still.
And I'm talking about like bum rush. I'm talking about like running to the dance floor will knock you over and they dancing with their girls. They ain't trying to dance with you. That is the song. So again, I've never robbed anybody, but Annie Up, if it ever came on and I was near Bank of America or Wells Fargo, I might stick them up.
I did not say that on here.
I know, right?
On somebody's list.
Right.
So Annie Up was obviously on my list because nobody reps Brownsville like MOP. Nobody. Right. This is a funny story. So growing up in Brownsville, my husband is friends with them.
Okay.
And Corey recently was talking about the song and how he likes the remix. Mm-hmm. And I enjoy the remix, but there's nothing like the original. Because of that one verse, Brownsville, home of the brave, right? And he was talking about it. He was like, and I love when he says Brownsville, home of the brave. And Black Child. My husband is very nonchalant about things, so he just was like, oh, those are my homeboys. And Corey Mouse.
Wow.
He was like, why do y'all know all the people that I love their music? And like, it was like trying to explain it to him how the 90s was so different. The 80s was different. The 90s was different. We grew up in these neighborhoods. We knew each other. That's just how it was. And he was like, Mom is friends with Kim and this and that. Like, he's like, I've been telling my friends and my friends be like, what? And it's so funny to watch. But yes, I enjoy me some Annie Up. I don't. If I have to choose, I'm choosing the original. I don't need to
Oh,
hear the remix.
yeah, same.
The remix is cute if I'm at a party, but
Right.
I want to hear. I always want to hear the original because the original's so gritty and it's so
Mm-hmm.
like the remix is for the others.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's for the others. You want to
Right.
hear
It ain't.
Busta Rhymes? That's for the others.
That's cool. That's cool.
But yeah, the original. Yes, it was on my list. It was number 5 actually.
Okay. Okay.
Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? I'm gonna take it a little
Okay.
light, right? And go with De La Soul. Saturday.
Oh,
New
yes.
York had
Yes. Yes.
the best, and I'm not comparing it because I know Atlanta had a hard roller skating scene, but New York had the best roller skating scene.
Mm-hmm.
Empire roller skating rink was the place to be.
Wow.
Like, and you went on a Saturday morning and you just skated all day, and it was wonderful. And when I am having the worst day, I can play that album and it's over. Like
Mm-hmm.
nothing matters when for those who don't know, and you probably heard it the last time I was on there, I am the number one De La Soul fan, the president of the Pasta Noose fan club.
I
Like
know that's right.
I love me some De La Soul.
Yes,
When True
indeed.
Boy died, I was like, I can't even
Yeah.
function. I was crying. It was a mess, right?
Right.
But that song Saturday is so like I don't know. It's just so light and so fun. And I could have picked any De La Soul song, but I think that
Mm-hmm.
Saturday just speaks to the culture of when you grow up in New York and you go to the roller skating rink and you whatever, whatever. Like it was a place where in the daytime the kids could really have a good time. In the
Mm-hmm.
nighttime you could get shot, but you still risked it all. Like you was like,
I
tonight
like how
might
you
not be the
said
night.
that. I like how you said it.
Listen,
Yeah, you could. In the daytime, it was so beautiful, and at night you could probably get killed, but it's okay. It was we was
you know,
outside.
you know what? We was outside. That's what it was. We were outside. New York had a very gritty culture.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like my friends and I laugh all the time. Like, how are we alive? Because we was outside for real, and the things we was outside doing, we should not be alive. But we know we all had praying grandmothers. That's
Mm-hmm.
why we still alive.
I know
Okay.
that's right. I know that's
But
right.
yeah, I feel like Saturday is such a fun song. You know, the roller skating rinks were in these black neighborhoods. This was our thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a beautiful time. It was a beautiful culture. So I went with a little thing light, a little light.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that. And you are the biggest De La Soul fan that I know.
Listen.
Um, let me see what I
Tarita
want
also. To me and Tarita,
to. Right,
we love De La.
De La to the
This
day.
last De La album, listen, I
Oh
was
my.
crying. I was at Corby's basketball game. I was like, I have to turn this off. I have to turn it off. It was a mess. A mess.
Listen, for those of you listening, if you haven't heard "Cabin in the Sky," which came out at the time of this recording, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago, do yourself a favor. If you're a hip hop fan, listen to that album. It
Like, and
is.
listen closely because it is so much.
It is so.
Like,
I
it's a
pick up new
lot to
things every
unpack.
day. Yeah, it is.
It's so much to unpack. It's
You
beautifully
won't
done.
you won't get it all in the first 2 or 3 listens, but it is a phenomenal piece of work. Shout out to those brothers, man. They delivered a true De La Soul album. I'll be honest, I didn't like the album before this one. But you know, and even having Dave on this album and he's no longer with us, you know, it was perfect, but it also kind of, you know, it's funny because it's like there were times where I would hear Dave rhyme and you almost forgot that he wasn't here anymore. And so but yeah,
It was a you know what it felt like? It felt like a homegoing service,
yeah,
and I think
yeah,
that was
it did.
intentional,
It
right?
did in a lot of
It
ways. In a lot of ways.
and it was if you're a fan, like I'm a fan, and Kyle, we met through blogging, and I
Mm-hmm.
haven't blogged in a long time. Like I have a Substack and I have a Medium page that I neglect 90% of the time, but that was the only place I could go
Mm-hmm.
to actually put it all down. And like I sat in a coffee shop crying and
Wow.
just wrote it all out. And then I was like, okay, I'm good.
Wow.
I'm good.
That is
So
amazing.
I love me some De La Soul. The
Yeah,
love, the
if
love.
when you finish listening to this podcast, go listen to Cabin in the Sky.
Yes,
Incredible
go
album.
listen.
My next song is number 5. I'm going to get a little bit rougher. I'm going to take it to the tunnel. Get at me, dog. Dark Man X. Now, the video, when you watch the video from this song, it is filmed in the world famous No Longer Here tunnel, and the tunnel, from what I've been told by several people, is that the tunnel is a place where you could have the best night of your life, and you could also be risking your life at the same time, because
Yes, that's very accurate.
legend has it that there's a famous song by the group called Stetsasonic called Go Stetsa, that when that song came on, if you had a chain around your neck,
You
you had
didn't no
better
more.
tuck it, because that was the anthem to get your chain snatched by some wild Brooklyn kids, as they were referred to. So yeah, Get at Me, Dog was filmed in the world famous tunnel. I miss DMX, man. DMX is he was troubled, but he had a heart, man. And I just, he was one of those people that you just, at least for me, I just rooted for DMX. I always did. I just, even
Always.
especially when you knew that he had issues, and it seemed to me like, particularly like those last couple of years, he seemed to be coming around the curve. And he just couldn't kick it, man. But I think, like, if anybody asks it, when people start talking about the verses, my maybe not the best verses, but my favorite verses was DMX and Snoop. I mean, like, you got a chance to see DMX in his element, and just really, and I remember they were talking, and it was just off the cuff. But DMX is like, he's like, man, Snoop, you stand next to me, you real thin. I'm fat as hell. We look like the number 10. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is hilarious.
But
I
that's
mean,
what I loved about DMX. So DMX is on my list, obviously.
okay.
Again, people listening to this. I'm a huge hip hop fan, and so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a stan type of fan. I'm just a lover of the music.
Same.
And DMX, I always rooted for him. I love DMX. There's not an album DMX has ever done that I'm like, that's trash, like some other people. But I
Mm-hmm.
picked Stop Being Greedy. That's my favorite song. Like, I don't know what it is about such a dainty little princess from Brownsville, but I love a song that
And
make
now,
me
wait.
want to
Now
shoot it up.
who is this dainty little princess from Brownsville?
Me, Kyle, me. What is wrong with you? Don't mislead the people. So Stop Being Greedy is like one of my favorite songs. And
Yes.
I reference it all the time because I have like a piece of cake and then my
Mm-hmm.
husband would be like, let me have a piece.
Been eating
And I'll
long
go,
enough.
you've been eating long enough. Now stop being greedy. He's like, what is wrong with you? So the people know, I troll my husband with music on a regular basis.
As you should.
It snowed here on Sunday, Saturday
Mm-hmm.
into Sunday. But it
Oh,
was like a
wow.
little flakes of snow on Saturday
Okay.
when we were coming back from basketball. And I was like, oh, it's probably not going to stick. It's 45 degrees outside, blah, blah, blah. I woke up on Sunday morning. He was standing in the window. So I go, did it keep snowing?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I don't even want to tell you because you're going to be dramatic. I don't feel like your winter drama sliding down the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So I I'm like, did it snow? He was like, I'm not telling you. So I get up,
Mm-hmm.
I look, and I go, Alexa, play Blackberry Molasses. He was
Wow.
like, here we go. And so I sang that whole first verse, woke up Sunday
Mm-hmm.
morning, had a little bad news today. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
why are you like this? I'm like, I don't know.
Why not?
It was 6 a.m. too. This is like
Oh no,
early
yeah.
in the
Now
morning
you,
on a Sunday.
yeah. You
He
you
was
bugging
like,
now. You bugging.
can you just be normal for a second? I'm like, I don't know. But I wanna like piggyback on the tunnel story, right?
Okay. Go ahead.
Because when that Stetsasonic song played, Stetsasonic is on my list
Okay. Wow.
because Stetsasonic is from,
Brooklyn.
that's right, Brooklyn.
Okay.
And the best Stetsasonic song, if you don't know, is Sally.
we never understood why they didn't like the way that Sally walked.
Because she was from Brooklyn. She was from Brooklyn. She had her own money. She was fly. They ain't like the way Sally walked.
And you know, if you were a hater, you probably called Sally a skeezer. You know, back in the day.
Back in the day, but Sally was doing her own thing, and I just think that is one of the most powerful songs ever.
I like that.
This is so funny. I did a video for my T is the name company, and I was like, it was summer, so I had on like a tank top, and I had a scarf on, like to keep, because I was packing food, so I had my hair packed like pushed away, and I had on gloves, and I was putting stuff in a bag, these little bags, and I looped Sally over it while I was doing it, and my homeboy was like, Krishna, I just want you to know you look like you could be in the Carter. And I was like,
in the Carter.
Oh my God. But I was like, why are you like this, guy? My friends are hilarious. And that's why I'm the way I am. But Sally is it's a slept on New York song. Because everybody knows all the other like Stetsasonic songs.
Of course.
Sally is a perfect song about a girl in Brooklyn and like what you not gonna do. Like Sally wasn't here for your nonsense. She was like, I got my own money. I don't need you.
Yeah, I don't need you.
You know? And if you're from New York, you can picture it. Like her walking down Clinton, da 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 da. You can see it. You can picture it. So it's a good New York song.
Okay. So you gave two. You gave DMX Stop Being Greedy and Sally by Stetsasonic. So that's 6 and 7. Okay, I'll give you 6 and 7 for me. Let me see which way I went. Oh. I love this song the first time I heard it. And I didn't know anything about this group or anything. I just heard it and I was like, yo, who is this? And how do you come up with the song? Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to Fuck With. That was like some of the most New York shit I'd ever heard. Like just that's the name of your song. And the chorus, for those of you who don't know, kids, if you want beef, then bring the ruckus. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. that was it. They didn't have to say
very
anymore.
Similar in terms of artists, because I picked Protect Your Neck.
Oh, Protect Your Neck was a banger. I still love that to this day. That song reminds me of like the first time I heard Wu-Tang. So yeah, if Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, and then you mentioned a little earlier like a Posse cut. I got another Posse cut. It just reminds me of New York. EPMD Headbanger with Redman and K Solo. Oh my God, that joint. It just like when I think about that, all I think about is like being in college, Tim's, bubble coats, hoodies, jeans. I mean, we were definitely influenced by our New York cousins that came down south to South Carolina State University and that's how they dressed. And you know, some of what they wore influenced us. And there was a little clash between the brothers from the South and the brothers from the North, but I'll talk about that on another episode. But yeah, it was Headbanger and Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Yeah, both of those were like smokers to me as far as New York hip hop culture.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like crew cuts, though, it's just so New York. It's so grimy. I tell you, the only reason I didn't put Redman on my list is because he's from New Jersey. And I love Redman, but Redman's from New Jersey. So I was like, I can't really put him on.
Right.
But I guess I could if I put it with Method Man.
And he's got songs with Meth, so yeah.
If I did Rockwell, that probably would be a good one.
Right.
But I was like, oh, he is from New Jersey. I love him, but he's from New Jersey.
Red's my dude. That's my dude. That's my dude. All right, so you up at number 8 now.
All right. I'm gonna go with another Brooklyn badass.
Uh-oh.
The queen of the stacked haircuts from Flatbush, MC Light, paper thin. First of all, if you listen to Paper Thin, If you are from New York, and all New Yorkers say this, we don't have no accent. We don't have no accent. We don't have no accent. If you listen to Paper Thin, you know what a Brooklyn accent sounds like, because when Light says, "When you say you love me," it is Brooklyn, right?
Right.
But also the video's filmed in the train, right?
It
She
was.
literally gets out
It
of her
was.
Audi and takes the subway,
And takes the
and
subway.
nobody's doing that. But she gets all out of her car, her Audi, and goes on the train. And the whole video is filmed on the train. And like you said, there's nothing more New York than being on the subway, right? Being on the train. And in that particular case, I think she was on like the 2 train, which is like the Brooklyn trains. The 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, those are the Brooklyn trains, right? And that's back when we only had the red cars. It wasn't the fancy cars you see when you come to New York, all silver and dirty, but like silver.
Very,
And
very dirty.
the newer trains are not that dirty, but I'm just saying they also don't have no seats. But
I mean, how you got trains don't have no seats where everybody stand up?
it's so much more standing room. It looks like the Japanese train. They're Japanese trains, so there's seating, but it's very limited.
Gotcha.
And the cars, you can just walk through them now. Like, it's so crazy. But that's when we only had the red car trains, and so people used to graffiti all over them. It's nothing more New York and more Brooklyn than Paper Thin.
Every time I think about the New York subway, I think about that time when I came to New York City and we hung out. And I just remember, I think I told you this, but I was headed back to the Bronx to my boy Juan's crib after hanging out with Shell all night. And I just remember being on the train and I'm on my phone and I'm texting, and it's like, and I don't even know why I'm doing this, because I'm texting and it's literally, my phone is on like 7%. So I got to take the train all the way to the last stop in the Bronx. And I remember 2 dudes that was they were in the same car as me. And I heard one of them say, "Oh, he ain't from around here." I was like, oh shit. I was like, when I get off this train, I got to just keep walking. I got to keep.
Listen,
because I know I stood out like a sore thumb. So I wasn't dressed like them. And I didn't talk. So it wasn't like as soon as I started talking, they would have known I wasn't from there.
Well, it's so funny you say that, because the MTA, this conductor on the MTA recently, he's like, "Listen, guys, it's robbing season. Please stop standing and sitting next to the door. You on your phone. People are going in and snatching people's phones." He was like, "And you know where it's happening the most? The Bronx." He was like, "I'm right here. I'm in the Bronx. I'm telling you, it's happening in the Bronx." And I put his video up. Like, I shared his video, and I was like, "Y'all be sitting next to the door and standing next to the door. Y'all not from here." I never sit next to the door. I sit in the middle of the train. I sit in the conductor's car. I never sit next to the door, because in the 90s, like 80s, the late 80s and the 90s, if girls were sitting next to the door, people used to reach in and snatch your earrings.
Oh, wow.
So I never stood next to the door, and I never sit next to the door.
Snatch your earrings out of your ear.
Out your ear, like you reach in, they go.
Sheesh.
And then if there's a whole lot of girls who are my age, who their earlobe is split, because it's so violent to rip out, because they're trying to get it before the doors close.
Right.
And also, people used to get sliced in the face like that. So I never stand next to the door. And I was like, people standing next to the door, this how I know New York is crazy. Because ain't no way. When I started teaching CJ how to take the train by himself uptown, I was like, bro, don't stand next to the door.
Don't stand next to the door. Yeah.
And he was like, "But I want to lean on the door." You also want to die?
No. Yeah, because you don't know what's on the other side of that door waiting on you.
Sometimes the doors be open and people be falling. People will rob you. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Shout out to the New York City subway system. You went old school. I'm going to go old school too as well. Old school. My guys, the greatest rap group of all time, Run DMC, Peter Piper. I think that's a New York hip hop culture song. I mean, everybody knows the sample that they use, and any DJ worth his or her weight in gold will cut that up. But yeah, Run DMC was the reason why I fell in love with hip hop in the first place. So There's no way I could do a list without putting Run DMC on it.
I'm gonna stay old school. I'm gonna go with
Okay.
your number one rapper.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with Know the Ledge.
Oh, yes.
Because if I had to pick my favorite Rakim song of all times, it would be Mahogany.
Yes.
But that's not a New York cut. It's just a fantastic song.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
But if you want to hear New York hip hop at its finest, The Ledge is New York at its finest.
I agree. Next up, this is number 9 for me. I'm gonna go. This one's hip hop heads will know this one. Next Level. The nighttime remix, Showbiz and AG. When that would come on when I was at South Carolina State University, everybody would hit the dance floor. I love this. I love the beat. And if you don't know it, folks, you've heard it remember 8 Mile. That's when they were playing it at the battle at the end. Yeah. So that joint, it still goes to this day. I love, and Showbiz and AG, I thought was slept on too, because like they made some bangers too. But yeah, I think that's a New York sound right there for hip hop culture. Showbiz and AG, Next Level, the nighttime remix, produced by DJ Premier.
And see, that's where you get the best, right? Premier did the best work.
Yes.
I'm sure if we really went through our list together, 90% of it is Premier.
Probably.
Like if we really sat down and wrote them all out, and was like, who produced this? Who produced this? Who produced this? We'd be like, oh, that's why. You know, because he is like New York's most fantastic producer. And I've loved Showbiz and AG back in the day. Oh man, I loved them.
See?
Let's see where I want to go. I want to keep it light. No, I'm gonna keep it party. I'm gonna keep it a party song.
Okay.
If I say this all the time, if you don't do the dance when the Lost Boys say, "This is to my." The Lex Coop the Beavers in the band. I don't trust you. I can't trust you. If you don't do the dance, I can't trust you. So I'm going to go with the Lost Boys. Because that song, first of all, if we talk about the video, they just out in the hood. With
everybody.
Bubble Coats, Tim, Beef and Broccoli Tims. The video is mad ashy.
Now, why is the video ashy?
Go back and look at the video, right? It's like nobody had discovered filters. They just went outside with the camera.
Oh yeah.
It's mad ashy looking, right? They was like, everybody be in the courtyard at 5 p.m. We're gonna film this video before the sun goes down, right? But it is such a vibe to this day. To this day, when you hear it. And if you don't do the dance, I don't trust you. And I will die on that hill. If I don't see your hands moving and you going down to the ground, I can't trust you. I can't trust you.
I agree 1,000%. I saw what was it a year ago? Mr. Cheeks at the concert, and he had the guys on stage and they were doing it. They were all doing it as soon as the song came on. Let me see. Was it number 10? I'm surprised we haven't mentioned him yet. King of New York, Christopher Latour Wallace, Who Shot You? When that beat comes on, man, I mean Biggie just rides the beat. And listen, folks, this song was not made about Tupac, so y'all let that go. I don't know why.
It was made about LL Cool J.
but you know how it goes. Like now, there's a generation, and don't get me wrong, I really appreciate the younger generation who is coming back and getting to know the music that we came up on in the 80s and the 90s. But you can't rewrite history. Like you can't. Instead of
write the story you want. That's why I don't listen. I've been laughing on threads because the this woman that I follow, she's like a year or so younger than me, and
Mm-hmm.
she's like, I don't argue with people who was born after 1995 about hip hop.
Yeah, you can't.
Cause what we arguing about? You weren't there.
You weren't
And
there.
I said to her the other day, I was like, I'm not arguing with you if you were born in the 90s, cause you was home.
Yeah.
I don't argue with Similac children. Y'all was
Mm-mm.
on bottles. I was outside. So there's a thing. That's a thing for me. But and I see how people are trying to connect who shot you to everything, and I'm like, it doesn't make a lot of
No.
sense for y'all to do this because people have already come out and said he wrote that song. He was mad at LL Cool J. He was, and like, how you mad at LL Cool J? But he was mad at LL Cool J. So
Right.
y'all can't write the narrative that you want because
Nah.
then what happens?
Yeah, it don't work like that. It just don't.
Because
I
we
mean,
know Hit 'Em Up was about Big. We know that.
exactly. And so
So
it is what it is. But no, you can't rewrite history. That's just what it is. But yeah, that song, I think that's quintessential New York hip hop culture. Any day, all day.
you know what is why I think it is, and I did not pick Who Shot Ya because I try to
Mm-hmm.
stay away from Hit 'Em Up and Who Shot Ya
Mm-hmm.
conversations because I was here and I remember how the club scene changed and everything got really
Mm-hmm.
dangerous. So I try to stay away from them. I picked Everyday Struggle for Big.
Okay.
Um, but what I was gonna say is, you know why that song is so very New York? Because Beef is very New York.
Mm.
The
Yes.
beefs in New York are legendary beefs. LL Cool
Yes.
J and Kool Moe Dee.
Mm-hmm.
Um, pick one. Jay-Z and
Jay and
Nas.
Nas. Yeah.
Jay-Z and Nas changed the way we look at beefs because of how it
Facts.
went down, right?
Facts.
Pac and Big. These are New York beefs are a big deal. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody you could say Jay-Z's not your favorite rapper. You don't like
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z. But I bet you remember what Jay-Z did on Summer Stage.
Everybody remember that.
You ain't have to be here, but you remember what he did. You remember that Jay-Z said, "What the fuck's a 50 cent?" Like
Mm-hmm.
you remember because beef is very New York. Cuz we
Mm-hmm.
are one city and people outside can't say nothing about none of us. Well, Staten Island, we don't care. But you can't say nothing about the other boroughs if you're
Y'all do
not from
Staten
here.
Island so dirty.
Staten Island do itself dirty.
I know.
But you can't say like if you're an outsider, you can't say New York is dirty. You can't. We will fight you as like Voltron.
Mm-hmm.
But then once the Voltron fight is over, it's like whose borough is better.
Right.
Like
Right.
I don't think people recognize how real borough beefs are, and how real within those boroughs you have neighborhoods,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think we talked about this the last time we were on about like areas in all the boroughs had their own slogan, their own diss. We have our
Mm-hmm.
own vibes. Yes, we all wear Tim's, but we don't all wear them the same.
Man, that's funny.
Like so it is very deeply a New York thing to be beefing with somebody. And sometimes you beefing with that person and they don't even know. Like
Mm.
beefing with LL Cool J. LL Cool
Right.
J probably was like, okay, I don't know why he's talking about me.
Right. And I don't care. I ain't got time
And
to I'm on this
right,
movie set. I ain't got time to argue.
right. You making your first album. Go over there. Go over there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. I think I'm gonna keep it with the ladies. I'm gonna keep it with the
Okay.
ladies. I'm gonna go with Lil Kim,
Ah,
and I'm gonna go with not that first album, which I love, but I'm gonna go with Light Is Up
light us up. I knew you were gonna say
because
that.
first of all, it's filmed in the middle of Bedford Stuyvesant.
Mm.
I feel like
You would
post
die.
jail Kim is the better Kim. Like I love the first album. There's nothing better than that first album because that first album is you can listen to it from beginning to end, but you can
Mm-hmm.
also tell that Big was very much the
Of
influence there,
course, of
right?
course. Yeah.
But post jail Kim is the Kim I went to school with.
Okay.
Like she was cute because she was this big.
Right.
She was very fancy and all that kind of stuff, but she was grimy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no better lyric than Brooklyn don't run, we run shit. Like How you gonna be from Brooklyn and not be super proud,
Right.
right? So I'm
Right.
gonna go with Lil Kim, Light Us Up.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you did Everyday Struggle at 11. Light Us Up at 12. 11. I'm gonna go with. You mentioned Premier. One of the craziest beats I ever heard, and I think this just the sound made it quintessential New York hip hop. The Water beat, Come Clean, J. Rue the Damager. When I heard that for the first time, again, I was in college. I was like, "Yo, what is this?" Because the beat literally is water dropping,
That's it.
and that's it. Like, I mean, like that. And it just goes to show you just how creative and innovative we are at making. I mean, that's just Black people in general. That's just who we are. But and I don't know what it took for him to come up with that sound, but I mean, it was just other than water dropping.
A
But
video just came out about it. You didn't see it? I'm gonna
no, I
send
didn't
it
see
to
it.
you.
Yeah, send it to me. Yeah,
So
I would love to
he
see that.
makes the beat with just the water dropping.
Mm-hmm.
He gives it to J. Rue the Damager and he says, I'm gonna add this and I'm gonna add this. And he said, I already recorded it. I'm done. Like, don't add nothing. So we got it like raw.
Wow.
And that's the thing about, like, I feel like, and again, I think this is also why people don't like this new Nas album. Everybody's so used to sampling. And Premier has done his set of sampling,
Of
right?
course.
But when he started, he was like, I got a fork and I got a bowl. So, and I'm gonna make something out of that. And he's
Right.
returned to his roots. And people don't, the people who don't like it don't know his roots.
Facts.
Right. And that's what it is. Because I can think when I listen to his things that he produced, you could drop the lyrics and the beats are still fire. You can drop the beats and the lyrics are still fire. I think he brings something out of artists. So
all the time. All the time.
I agree. I love J. Rue Damager. You know where he's from?
He's from Brownsville, Brooklyn.
He's actually from the East, but it's still the same.
that album is so the sun rises in the East. That album is so cold. J. Rue's debut album. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. Okay, so I did J. Rue, Come Clean. I hate to go back to back Premiere, but I got to.
It's no way you can.
DeWick.
Oh my gosh.
DeWick. Listen. If you did not know the words, you should be embarrassed. I mean, cause when this song would come on, everybody would freak out. And what was interesting was like this was one of those songs where like you could be I could be at a party at South Carolina State, and you see the New York cats, they trying to be cool. You know how y'all do. You trying to be cool. You on the wall.
Now, I don't know nothing about that. I'm on the floor.
But that's the thing. When the song came on, all of the cool dropped. And you saw dudes on the dance floor getting busy. And that's what will always make me laugh about that song, because like that just I always call it the cool removal. You can't be cool in that song. You got to jam to that song. So
yeah, I love it.
DeWick by Gangstar. Yeah, I had to. Like I said, I didn't want to do Premiere back to back, but yeah. So now we're at 13.
I mean that is definitely a Premiere thing, because Gangstar wasn't from here, but that's all right. I'll allow.
But y'all adopted them.
Absolutely, so. But they was from Boston.
well, Premier's from Texas. I mean, Guru's from Boston, but I mean, like y'all adopted them. But I think that song, that sound, and the guest features on there, I just think it's quintessential New York. So you're at 13 now. So you got
all
1, 2, 3
I'm at
more.
13. We gonna go over.
Okay.
We gonna go over.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, LA and whoever else. Because
we got plenty.
I'm gonna go with A Tribe Called Quest. And there are a plethora of songs that you could pick. But keeping with that native soul vibe, I think Can I Kick It is a total New York soul.
Yes.
I mean, also, they like filming in the middle of Queens, hanging off signs and stuff. So I think when you hear Can I Kick It, as soon as you hear, like, it opens, you know what it is. and you got a kid, and you gotta be like hype.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's some of the best. Like, I feel like Five Dog is like top 10 lyricists, and I love Q-Tip, but I feel like Fife was a top 10 lyricist, and we need to honor that, especially with him not being here. I feel like we need to honor the fact that he said the craziest things, but it was crazy when you heard it.
Right,
And
right,
then you
right.
would, like, back in the day, we used to write the lyrics down. You'd be like,
Mm-hmm. Like,
oh,
oh, that's what he
I
said?
see what
Oh my
I
gosh,
see where
yeah.
he was going with this, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with Can I Kick It?
I love Fife. Rest in peace. That Fife, and I say this all the time. Like Fife's death was probably the first celebrity that passed that like affected me. Like it literally bothered me the fact because I felt like I'd never met Fife before in my life, but I felt like I grew up with him.
Well, I
Through the
think we
music.
have a different relationship with our artists,
We do, we
right?
do.
But like, to your point, the first time you saw Heavy D, you was in he came and performed at your high school. These
Mm-hmm.
artists don't do stuff like that,
No.
right? There's no connection between them and their community,
Mm-mm.
So we have a different relationship. Like, I lived in the same neighborhood as some of these artists and some of their dancers and some of this, and I went to school with them, and Black
Mm-hmm.
went to school with some. We were friends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when even if you only knew them in passing, they came to your high school, they did a concert. Like, my sister and I were laughing. We saw Grand Poobah. She came down from New York to Virginia, and we saw Grand Poobah at Virginia State.
Okay.
Not Virginia State. I'm sorry, Virginia Tech. And the tickets were like $10, right?
Wow.
Just little things like that make the difference in
Mm-hmm.
how we navigate the relationships with our artists.
Yep.
And the artists that we're all talking about don't fall into that bucket of I have excluded myself from everything.
Mm-mm.
Like, look at Kwame's reemergence.
Mm-hmm.
My friend is a journalist, and she wrote on Threads, I really would love to interview Kwame. And
Mm-hmm.
within 2 weeks she did,
Wow. Look at that.
right? Because the relationship we have with our artists, that doesn't go away because we're all 50 and plus now.
Mm-mm. That not at
So
all.
I think that's why, like, and also he was so young,
Oh yeah, definitely. And
you
he
know?
was always somebody who was approachable and
Mhm.
knowledgeable and made good music and was just seemed to be, at least from afar, a very genuine person. So I think that goes a long way too.
Yeah.
You said Tribe. I'm gonna keep it at Tribe. Electric Relaxation. That if there's ever been a song that would always put me in a good mood, no matter what happened. Like, you tell me my fish died, and you play Electric Relaxation, I'll be like, oh, I'll be okay.
I'll be
It's
all
just,
right.
it's just one of those joints, man. I love that song. I never grow tired of hearing it. Um, yeah, that's my joint. And Tribe obviously is, like I said, I literally felt like I grew up. I mean, just all of them really, from the whole native tones. But I was very, very, as much as I love Daylight, I was so close to Tribe. At least in my mind, I was close. I was like a member of Tribe. So,
Mhm. But you know what it was? We were all native tongues. That was the
hmm,
whole thing, right?
yep,
Um, and you could be whatever you wanted in that in that
hmm,
place, right? Like, I didn't put them on on my list, and I should have. But like, Jungle Brothers was my favorite.
yes,
People to this day, like, you used to listen to like house music, like not
hmm,
Jungle Brothers house. I used to love house music,
uh-huh.
and I dressed like a house kid for many years. All
What?
the things, right? The big boots, the da da da, all the things.
Okay.
But the Jungle Brothers, you could love Tribe, you could love Queen Latifah, you could love De La Soul, you could love Leaders of the New School, or just
Hmm.
Busta Rhymes,
Moni,
depending on the time, right?
right? Moni.
Moni Love. There was room for everybody.
Hmm.
And that's what's so like amazing about it. It was room for everyone. Um so it's my turn, right?
Yep.
I am going to go back to the thoroughest borough
Okay.
and go with Jay-Z, The Evils.
Ooh.
Just saying. Everybody loves The Eagles.
The Evils. Wow. And that's and folks, it's no knock on Jay-Z that he's just now being mentioned, but it's just that is a really, really good one. That's a real, and I love Reasonable Doubt's my favorite Jay-Z. I think it's his
It's
best
my
album.
favorite too. I don't need to hear no other album, honestly.
Yeah,
like I could pick a song or two on other things, but I will listen to Reasonable Doubts from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, that album is one of those albums I think never fell out of my rotation. Like I still listen to it to this day. Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, The Evils. Let me see what else I got here that I haven't. I'm gonna try to pick something that you haven't. Oh, you know what? I think this is it's not a favorite of mine. I think it's a quintessential New York song, but they played it way too much, but I get why they did. Deja Vu, Uptown Baby, Peter Guns, Lord Tariq.
Yeah.
I think that.
Guess.
Look how she looking. She like, I guess. I think that's a New York song. I think that's a New York. Like I said,
it's not a New York song because of location.
Uptown baby. Gets down, baby, for the crown, baby.
But I feel about Uptown Baby the way I feel about Empire State of Mind. No, thank you. I never want to hear either one of them. That might be controversial to some people, but as a New Yorker, if I never hear those songs again, I'm cool.
That song got a lot of airplay. Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. It did make my list.
Every time I hear it, I'm like,
it's the concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do.
I'd rather just hear Frank Sinatra and not hear him. I hear Frank Sinatra, New York, New York before I ever. And I love Frank Sinatra, but I never want to hear that song, Empire State of Mind.
You know my Yankees play that when we won the World Series.
Yes.
You know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Deja Vu.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Okay, this is important. This is an important choice.
Mm-hmm.
So during the 90s in New York, we didn't just have Black American hip hop culture thing happening.
Mm-hmm.
It became a clash of culture, right?
Okay.
Because hip hop and dancehall started to become one.
Very much so.
And one of the best collaborations is Foxy Brown on Oh Yeah.
Yes.
Oh Yeah is such a Brooklyn meets Jamaica, not Jamaica Queens, Jamaica song. And I was on a different podcast talking about that particular album, the whole album. And for me, that album is very disjointed.
Which album was it on?
What's the name of that album?
It wasn't on
I knew you was gonna ask me that, and I didn't write it down. It is on Broken Silence. That's the one.
Broken Silence. Okay.
Right.
I don't.
Broken Silence is a very disjointed album.
Mm-hmm.
But this song is amazing. It's too much going on. Like if she would have kept with the whole reggae thing, even in her sadness, because that's the thing, and she's all hype in the beginning, and then she's sad because whatever, her life is falling apart. She losing her hair and all the crazy things that happening at that time.
Yep.
But oh yeah, listen, for the people who don't know that song, just go play it. Even if you don't like dancehall, it's okay because it's a hip hop song with a dancehall beat. It's not the first time, but to me, it's the most powerful time when reggae and dancehall meet because it's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's a woman and this really fantastic reggae artist. So dancehall artist, I should say. So yes, I'm gonna go with Oh Yeah.
Okay.
Oh Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to now. I know you got more. I'm going to end because I got a couple honorable mentions, but I'm not going. I'm gonna save those. I'm going to go with I gotta go with the God. Microphone Fiend. Eric B and Rakim. Listen, there's, and I'll be honest, just being biased, there's several Eric B and Rakim songs I could have picked, but Microphone Fiend is one I think is a quintessential New York hip hop culture song. I just love it. I mean, you can't get. I mean, it's the God. It's the God MC. There's nothing else I could say.
There's nothing anybody could ever say to make me not like every Rakim song.
Oh no.
I saw Rakim this summer in the park.
How was it?
Amazing. I mean, I've seen him every year since he really started coming back out, but this year in the park, he was rhyming like the bills was they was due, and he only had $1.
Wow. And see,
it was crazy.
That's the thing. You remember when Rakim, there was a point in time when Rakim wasn't doing shows like that. He wasn't doing shows, period. I mean, like, this was for some years.
During the pandemic is when he started being everywhere. Like, it was like, wait. And the crazy thing is, not one, no. I saw Rakim probably more than once every summer from 2020 to now, right? I didn't see him. He didn't perform this summer in New York because he was on some tour. But I have seen him every summer, at least 3 times every summer since 2020. And let me tell you something. Only one of those concerts was paid. Every concert that we saw him in New York, it was free.
Free. Wow.
It was a free show. And he rocked the show like we paid $300 to sit this close to him.
And you'll never get that again. But I mean, like you said, most artists aren't even going to do that. Like,
no. And it's, I think, like, I don't mind paying for concert tickets.
Same.
I think that the amount of money that we pay for concert tickets is outrageous at this point.
Of course.
Because, like, I was cleaning out my basement. I'm cleaning out my basement, I should say. And I'm going through all my nostalgic things, right?
Right.
I'm going to send you a picture of the one stack of XXL magazines that I have. Like, it's crazy. Corey is like, why do you have all this stuff? It's crazy.
I still got mine too in the garage.
But I'm cleaning, right? I'm going through and I realized they were in this big duffel bag and they weren't protected. So I went and got like a big Ziploc bag and put them in there and zipped it up, whatever. But as I'm going through all this stuff, I find the first ticket when I saw Outkast. So for those who are listening, I saw Outkast 5 times in 1 year.
Wow.
Like, it was giving groupie, but I was there.
Clearly, because those are my boys, and I ain't never seen them 5 times.
I was just up and down the East Coast, like crazy time, right? I had no kids, so I had money.
There you go.
And the ticket was, I was at Madison Square Garden, in the garden, right? Not in the little theater on the side. In the garden.
In the garden.
4th row in the center. The ticket was $100.
Wow. Good old days.
If Outkast for some reason decided to come back together, I would be paying thousands of dollars.
Thousands.
And I still would be up here in the garden. Right? So.
And that's just off the fees.
That's just off the fees, right? So, and I think it's so nice that we could go see the artists that we love and we don't pay a whole lot of money for it, or they're free. But also sometimes you pay a little bit more. When we went to see D Nice Club Quarantine, I think those tickets were like, the first time we went were like $30.
Okay, that's
but
good.
It was in the park. And then I think the next time, like when he was at Lincoln Center, and those tickets got a little more expensive, but they were never more than like $300.
Okay.
And basically $300 at Lincoln Center, you sitting on the stage, like it's right there.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's nice to see them, and I took Corey to see Raekwon, and that was free in the park. Like, it's nice. It's nice. That's the one thing I'll tell anybody. If you're gonna visit New York, the summer's the time.
Yes.
Because The city's expensive, but there's lots of free stuff to do. Tons of free stuff.
I was in the city this summer, and I can sum up my trip. And don't get me wrong, I was only there for a couple hours in the city, but it was just.
Oh, I remember. I was like, "What you mean you flying back now?"
Listen. I know I remember we were headed back. We've gone to a museum in the city, and then was the Natural Museum of Arts or something, history or something like that, with all the artifacts and all stuff like that. We were headed back to Jersey, and I could see the George Washington Bridge. I could see it. It was right in my vision. And I checked the GPS, and the GPS said GWB, George Washington Bridge, 1.5 miles away. And I could see it. I mean, like I could see it like it was right in front of my face. And at the bottom of the GPS, it said 35 minutes. It was going to take me 35 minutes to go 1.5 miles. I was like, no way ever. And this is coming from a guy who grew up wanting to live, or at least thought I was going to have a job, an office job in Midtown Manhattan, and I was going to have a condo on Park Avenue. That was the dream when I was 7. I didn't realize how expensive that dream was going to be. So if you look at my senior book in high school, I said I was going to live in New York City. It never happened. Like you said, once I got kids, there was, I'd have to.
Listen, the crazy thing about it is, if you're from New York, you know how to not. Like, New Yorkers know how to live big on a budget. Right? Because, like, I go to concerts, people are like, oh, like people who don't live here, they're like, oh my God, da da da. They see my stories. I'm like, yo, that was a free show. So I didn't pay nobody for that. I just went to the park.
Can't beat that. You can't beat that.
And we don't drive nowhere here. Like, I get on the railroad and I get on the subway. But you come from New Jersey, and you have family. That's different. If you weren't with your family, you would have just took the railroad, the train in, the metro train in.
Facts.
All right. Ready?
I got. Let me see. I got. Okay, my last one was did I get my last one?
Yeah, you gave your last one.
Okay, yeah, microphone fiend. Okay. All
so
right, so the rest is on you. The rest is on you.
No, I'm gonna respect the numbers here. I'm gonna give you my last song, and I have some honorable mentions.
Okay.
We can do honorable mentions, right?
Yeah, sure.
So, my very last song. People, is The Lox. Now, Money, Power, Respect. I know that's what y'all was thinking.
That's what I was thinking.
It's Wild Out. There is nothing more New York than Wild Out.
Fact.
Not only because the lyrics to that song are crazy, but it was when they joined Rough Riders. And DMX was like, right there. Y'all not excited that the Lox is Rough Riders now? Wild Out. And to this day, the same way you said about Annie Up, I'm not going to be on the dance floor if Wild Out comes out.
Yeah.
Because usually I have on heels now. Back in the day, that's different. Heels, right. I'm going to go over there.
Right. You got to.
Because it's just a song. I mean, if I'm feeling saucy, I might take my shoes off and then I'll be in the mix. But I'm just saying, it is a New York song through and through. I know everybody loves Money, Power, Respect.
Of course.
It's a great song. But nothing says New York like Wild Out. All the motorcycles and then doing pumping wheelies and if you come to New York in the summer, this is how you know it's summer in New York. The motorcycles are out. It don't matter where you live in New York. You can live in the boroughs. You can live on Long Island. You can live in Jersey, which is Jersey, but you can live if you in the tri-state area. The minute you hear, you know it's summer. You know. Somebody is out here popping a wheelie. Somebody is on them 4 thingy ones. That's illegal here that Eric Adams was saying he was going to snatch them all off the street.
Right.
That's how that's the official hood start of New York. The official New York starts when we hear Mr. Softy. But the hood, you know, them bikes are out.
When the bikes out, that's how you know. Summertime. Okay.
That's how you know.
What you got for your honorable mentions?
Okay. Honorable mentions. You want me to give them all?
Yeah,
Or you
just give
want to
them
go
all.
one for one?
Give
Okay.
them all.
I have No Sleep Till Brooklyn, the Beastie Boys.
Okay.
I
Love
had
that.
Live at the Barbecue, but I mentioned it already.
Okay. Classic.
I have Onyx, Throw Your Hands in the Air. I have Black Sheep, This or That.
This or That. Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay.
I can't tell from my list because I had to rearrange it so much.
I know, right?
Rearrange. Oh, I had Diggable Planets with Birth of Slick.
Yes, cool like
Because
that.
even though they're not from here, that song they met here. They met in Brooklyn, and that song was recorded here. That was my other one.
Still. What do I have for honorable mention? New York. Ja Rule featuring Jadakiss and Fat Joe. I like
don't
that.
need the Fat Joe verse.
And no, I don't really think. Well, I had this down, but I took it off. I had leaned back on it, but I took it off.
Yeah, take that off.
I love Remy's
Oh
verse,
my
though.
God, we ain't say pun. Gotta have pun in the honorable mentions.
Yeah, you gotta have pun. Any pun joint. Rest in peace to Big Pun. And I'll probably end it off where I started. The Bridge is Over. BDP. I started off with South Bronx. You got to end with you got to end where you start. And,
all the controversy about The Bridge is Over.
I mean,
this one was a bully.
All Shan had to do was ignore him, and we would have never known who Chris Parker was. I mean, and it's funny because if you look at it, if you think about it in the context of 2025, you'd have said KRS-One was clout chasing. He was clout chasing. He was hating on the great MC Shan, but Shan responded. KRS-One responded, and history kind of wrote itself.
Yeah. I mean, listen. Beef is New York.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
New Yorkers like beef. We love to be arguing with people.
Yeah, y'all argue. Y'all do that.
You said what?
Y'all ain't gonna win. You're not gonna win a bunch of arguments with New Yorkers. That's for sure.
I mean, people try. I think it's so funny when we on social media and people be coming at me. I be like, they need to go read my bio. I need to put in my bio professional arguer from Brooklyn.
Right. From Brooklyn.
I was like, y'all be acting a little cute because I be on this wellness stick. I'm still from Brownsville. I still will get at you.
Still from Brownsville. Never ran, never will.
Never ran, never will. I might run right now because I need to go to bed.
I know.
Y'all know it's past my bedtime.
Well, we're going to wrap this thing up. I would be remiss before we get out of here. I would be remiss if I did not dedicate this episode to our good friend who recently passed away, our boy Jeff Gambles.
Oh, Jeff. We miss you, man.
A true hip-hop head, unfortunately passed away November 13th at the time of this recording, a little more than a month ago. Had some health issues over the years, but he fought through it. Great friend, great father, great husband. I never met his wife Tracy, but we exchanged emails here recently, and just offer my support to her and his daughter Avery. And he's definitely gonna be missed. And I know he's listening to this episode, and he probably had a few choice words about
some of our choices,
especially about South Bronx.
Yeah.
So, and I think Jeff was one of the people that told me like, yo, that was real. Like, that was a real beef between Queens and Brooklyn. Like, I mean, Queens and the Bronx. I mean, so definitely.
And I don't think people say this enough. Queens has not actually recovered from it.
You don't think so?
Queens rappers. Look, Queens has some of the best rappers. LL Cool J,
of course.
Run DMC, the list goes on and on. Nas, Mobb Deep, blah 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 blah. Queens always had to fight harder.
I can see that.
They had to be 10 times better than whoever they were talking about because people always went back to The Bridge Is Over. Not realizing that was about this teeny little tiny part of Queens, right? It wasn't about Queens. It was about this teeny tiny little project in the middle of Queens.
Right.
Right? And I mean, some Queens rappers don't deserve respect. Nicki Minaj, 50 Cent.
Oh.
But because they are clout chasers, right? In this moment, if we were to use the terms that we use now, they were the ones that were clout chasers. They were the ones who had to lie to get up. Yeah. But I feel like Queens always had to fight even harder. Just because of that one little moment in time.
Hey, listen, that's
and that
what
sucks.
It is. Yeah, I mean,
because some of the greatest are from there.
Yeah, Run DMC. I mean, it's the list goes on and on. Not being a New Yorker, I defer to everybody else from New York because they knew what that beef was like and how personal it was. But yeah, that I think that's a great place to end this episode. Again, shout out to Jeff, man.
Don't get into beef with people from New York.
Right.
It's not a great idea because we don't let it go.
Never. So again, shout out to our boy Jeff. Rest in peace. You got anything you want to plug before? I know you mentioned that you may have something coming, but do you want to wait till y'all launch that and then you can come back and talk about it?
We just gonna come back and talk about it.
Okay. Well,
me and Evelyn will come back and talk about it.
All it takes is a text or a phone call. That's it.
Yeah, and you'll love Evelyn. She's hilarious.
Hey, I'm already looking forward to. I mean, just based off of what you told me already, I cannot wait to hear this podcast. I cannot wait.
It's gonna be cool.
2026.
And guess what? I think the bigger thing is that women, and this is to my point about how we make these lists, right? Women don't do. It's not the women you hear on podcasts, and if it is because they said something stupid, right? You never hear women who are hip hop heads who got a podcast or love music in general got a podcast. Historians got a podcast. You don't hear it. And so I think this is going to be cool for all of us.
Oh, for sure.
Use these gray hairs of wisdom for something.
And that's why I have women on my podcast, because trust me, if you're on my podcast, you legit. You
do the work. Like you, my friend Malik, I've written posts about y'all and how, and my friend Terrence, who used to work at Def Jam.
Okay.
The three of you specifically, and there are other men in my life as well, that are like, I learned something from her because Krishna, all she do is listen to music. Like I have all these CDs downstairs, all these hip hop CDs. The average man would think that they were my husband. They're mine.
They're yours.
He used to come borrow CDs from me.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Me and my sister introduced him to the Wu-Tang Clan. He was like, I don't like them. That's what he said.
Yeah, he had to get himself right.
No, and then he stole my mixtape.
Of course.
And then that was it.
And the rest is history.
Now he the Wu-Tang fan, sir.
For sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us. Thanks again for checking out this edition of the Rap Soul Podcast. I am your boy 12 Kyle. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in as you do each and every week. Please like, share, subscribe to this episode. We have a YouTube channel. It's called Rap Soul Podcast. Also, don't forget about the sister station, the 12 Kyle Podcast, where we drop new episodes every week as well. Again, that's going to do it for us. So for my girl Krishna, I am your boy 12 Kyle. We will catch you guys next time. 5,000.